5 plus to score 7-0 at full time. We saw goals coming in from Pato scoring 4, and some other goals came in through from teammates. However, Zone Football Club had proved to be unbeatable the time they were playing against Staff today, but this time around they were tossed and heated to the sevens. We have pictures of the game. That is a Zone Football Club that actually took part yesterday evening. When we spoke to some of them, they actually said some of their players were away, out of town, maybe in field, looking for money, but the ones available, they could not manage to cope up with the pace and the heat that Pato put up to them. We have pictures of Zone Football Club as they lined up to get into that very game earlier in the evening. However, we also saw the action that took place between these two clubs was almost tantalizing, as passes were here and there. The Heat were passing here and there. On average, the Heat made at least 5 touches without losing some of those passes. So we have all pictures of the Heat Football Club, Zone Football Club, as they were battling it out in their 4th outing of the season. Attempts from Jacob as well as Ezra could not even help them secure a number of goals. This is going to be the first time the Heat event is actually scoring without conceding. So that was the result that came through from that very fixture. 7-0, as you could hear it. It was indeed the Heat. Pato scoring 4, Bennett scoring twice, and Muhammad scoring once. This is the team that has even Coach Makoa, who entered as a substitute but changed the game to the worst against Zone. He changed the game to incompatible situation for Zone Football Club, but we remain positive that that the games will still continue, and we will be looking at more performances like this in that squad, in that lineup. We had Raymond Atamba, that is Eldad. We also had Kabogoza in that Zone Football Club team. We had a one good man. They also had Dr. Christopher, who was questionable, by the way. People were complaining about his age, but I think that was an issue sorted to replace Evans, who has been dismissed from this league until further notice. Evans has been one pivotal defender for Zone Football Club, but has been dismissed due to indecent conduct, and he will not feature again in Zone FC games at Green Park Premier League 35 plus. They also had Hakim, they had Ezra Mike, they had also Jacob, they had IGP, commonly known as Duncan, they had manager Alan as the coach, and manager Kasozi as the former captain of that team. The man you saw in the picture is Pato, who became man of the match in that very game, and we expect to see lots more. That's Pato, the captain of the Heat, as he carried the night with his man of the match award. That's an individual award, by the way, that is always given to a player who has been outstanding in a certain match, that is in football. And we'll always be telling you, even if it's from the losing side, a player can win that man of the match. Pictures of those teams, the Heat FC team as well as Zone Football Club, are there. You'll be seeing them still in that very place. We are not moving far away from that. That is the picture of Zone. As you can clearly see in grey pants, that is one Kasozi, who was a former manager, team manager at Nyamitiobora Football Club. He still remained in the game. He is now playing his league game with Eddie Suits in the 35 plus category, but he remains part of the Zone Football Club as one caretaker. That is Alan, also still in grey pants, who is the coach of Zone Football Club, second after Kasozi. The likes of IGP in a standing row, one of the shortest guys there, and Mike Tech Ezla. Hakim Masembe in green is Kabogoza, one of the best goalkeepers in this very league. Atamba Eldad, shot 11, Goodman shot number 8, and Dr. Christopher shot number 12, and Daddy Given Jacob Scott with as shot number 7. That is the Zone Football Club. The Heat team also comprised of one former referee, that is Null. Most of you call him Nully, but he was also there. In fact, he was outstanding in that very game. They had selector Tariq, shot number 88. You'll be seeing that guy. Shot number 11 is the man who carried the night, standing all of them standing. That is from right to the left is Noel, shirt number 9. Shirt number 88 is Talik. Shirt number 11 is the captain, Pato, who also carried the night with man of the match. Shirt number 18. They had their goalkeeper who made a number of saves. Then have Ashraf, one of the Chogo brothers, and as well as having, and now that is a team that you see. We actually wait to see how this team will continue performing till the end of the season. So that is how we can describe for you that game. It ended 7-0. This green jersey team made sure they won without conceding. That was their game. That was their game as they played. Remember, it was played earlier at 6 in the evening, and it actually ended at 7. That was after the introduction of Coach Makoa, as the game was heated up. Zone was trying here and there to secure a number of goals, but they could not finish the job as they had gone to do. You could clearly see how their efforts were actually yielding nothing to give them more success. Still, in that very league, we had a game between, actually it was a late kickoff between Hayes Football Club. Like we had earlier told you in the sports zone, we told you that the Hayes Football Club was prepared to take on the mantle in the same league. However, we saw the likes of Los Blancos falling short of their performances, losing 1-0 over there. That's the Hayes game. You could clearly see how pessy it was. Hayes came and they conquered. I think this time around we need to give them credit. They managed to score their own goal through Emmerich, shot number 10, who scored that very goal. But Hayes defended that goal to the last. They played some good football here and there. It was non-violent. However, the game was of a high pace, high passing speed. In fact, talking about one of the most highly influenced pacey games, it was this one. Everybody was passing to their best. You could clearly see how attempts So the introduction of Mesut was also there. Manager Brian was there. They could not take part in this game simply because they were on the substitutes bench. We saw this team earlier as they were preparing. You could clearly see them. That is the team picture that they took, and that is how they were preparing. There were many, but they came on a mission. Nani, the captain, was actually a player of the half. That is in the first half. He had a good performance. Barth also missed a number of chances there. Danny, the captain first, actually, he's the first captain, and Nani is the assistant captain. You saw everyone was there to give Hayes International their win. They actually deserved that because they played their hearts out. We saw shot number 10 there, Emmerich scoring their goal. Baines was there, Dolph was there also, and we also saw most of these guys were playing as a team. They defended together, they attacked together to make sure the mission was accomplished. We also saw they had signed even Liberty. Liberty came from Zone FC where he played last season. Remember, he's the guy who got that serious injury as they were playing against No Pain, No Gain. So those are the pictures that we got you last evening. You saw Quez there, you saw Manager Brian there, and you saw most of the guys there, the Arena Agnes, they were there. Barros, Dithan Ngavedano, they were all there. Brian, shot number 45, they performed better. The game ended 1-0 in favor of Hayes Football Club. Away from that, we all know that Los Blancos had their captain Elisha at first. That is the team. Los Blancos, they had Elisha. They had Selector Waswa. You could clearly see those guys. They had Urban in the standing row, just second from Ewan Abdul with a headband. You could clearly see that they played some very good game. They tried to tackle here and there, but they fell short, losing a goal to nil against Hayes Football Club. So away from that, I will take you straight to whatever came through from Rogers Kasim Mato's first goal in Brera Stramaka. I will take you to what he said just after scoring that very goal. That is Rogers Kasim Mato, former KCCA player who actually transferred from KCC to Brera Stramaka, somewhere deep in Europe. Now you know what it means. Let's hear from him as he told us through what his experience is like.
Happy to score on my goal, first third goal in the preseason. Yeah, it's all about hard working with the team, with the coaches, believing in yourself, and the teamwork. We're trying to work hard for the upcoming season, yeah, so we can be in the top 3. Yeah.
All right, that is Rogers Kasim Mato as he took us through what his experience is like after scoring his very first goal at Brela Stramaka, where he's training his international football. Remember, the boys who leave Uganda and they're training their football outside this country, we always follow them and we always bring you what exactly is going on with them. We shall bring you details later in the sports zone, that is in the afternoon at 3 p.m. when we come back here for the sports zone. Elsewhere, I will take you to Cairo, where Uganda has 2 representatives within the CAF Communications Conference and Workshop that is taking place. It's a week's workshop and it has seen Uganda being represented for the second time ever since this workshop was introduced. Now Uganda has 2 representatives, one Ahmed Masha, the Director of Communications in Uganda, that is at the Federation of Uganda Football Association, as well as Asha Komugisha, one international journalist who also comes from here in Uganda. And remember, she has been working with different international media, the likes of Supersport, the likes of CNN. She has been there all. Now we can clearly see that is Ahmed Masha, one Director of Communications at the Federation of Uganda Football Association, as he took part within the CAF Communications Conference and Workshop that is actually taking shape in Cairo, Egypt. We expect them also to learn more as they will export more of the knowledge to their country. We expect them to repatriate all that experience and the knowledge gathered from Cairo to Uganda. We also have there Asha Komugisha. As you could see her, she's just an international journalist and she is just a down-to-earth journalist I have known. She's one of the Ugandans who have actually made journalism a one high notch for all ladies. She's one of the ladies I have seen in journalism here in Uganda to be at that top level and still remain down to earth. Asha is there also representing Uganda at the CAF Communications Workshop in Cairo. We wish all of them some good time there and we expect them to repatriate that knowledge to their country. Away from that, we all know what is happening within Paris, that is in France. That is a picture, a group picture of all the communication representatives from all CAF members, that is across the continent of Africa. As they took that picture in Cairo, it could not be zoomed in simply because of how it's actually toned in the large number of people who were involved in that very picture. Now I will take you to France and you know what is happening, the Paris Olympics 2024. We all know what exactly is going on. However, Team Uganda is preparing to have their outing. That is Team Uganda for athletics. They are preparing to have their first outing on Friday, and we shall be ready to bring you all live details that will come through from Paris. As Team Uganda 1, that is for men, we expect to have a number of participants. In fact, if not 10, there will be less than 10, but there will be expected to be about 10 who get out of their training camps to represent Uganda. For men, we have Tarasis Gracious Orogot, who will represent Uganda in 200 meters, and Tom Dragida will also represent Uganda in 800 meters. Number 3 will be Jacob Kiprimo. He's going to represent Uganda in 500 meters, whereas Joshua Cheptegei will represent us in 5,000 meters. Oscar Chelimo will be representing us in 5,000 meters too. Even Martin Kiprotich will also represent us in 10,000 meters. Leonard Chemutai will be there in 3,000 meters, whereas Victor Kiplangat will represent Uganda in the marathon. Stephen Kisa and Andre Rotich Kwemoy will also represent this country, the PAL in marathon. Now, that is our Team Uganda. They will be out on Friday. We wait to see how we are going to scoop some gold medals there, and that is our prayer, to scoop some gold. For ladies, we shall have an athletic team that will be comprising of also more 10. That is one Halima Nakai, who is representing us in 800 meters, and we also know that Winnie Nanyondo will also represent Uganda in 1500 meters. We also saw Joy Cheptoyek 5000 meters. Esther Chebet will also represent us in 5000 meters. Sarah Chelengat will be there for 10,000. Anet Chemengichich will also represent us in 10,000, whereas Peruth Chemtai will be there for 3,000 meters, and Stella Chesang in marathon, whereas Marceline Chesang will be there in marathon. Also, Rebecca Cheptegei will also represent us in the marathon. We know how Uganda is prepared to take us through that very challenge. So elsewhere, we have talked about one Orogot, that is Tarasis, who is actually taking the mantle to 200 meters. That is a short distance, but needs a high pace sprint. But he made in trials, in his trials to qualify for the finals, he made it. In fact, he was second, but he dropped at least 9 seconds from his national best, like we saw him posting at least 15. Now we wait to see how he will be doing this later within the finals. Elsewhere, still in the Olympics, our Kathleen, the one roller, will also retire after the Friday's final. Kathleen became second after posting 5 minutes and 32 seconds within that free pace or free roll. You can say freestyle rowing. She became second and she qualified for the semi-finals on finals from the semi-final on Friday. We wait to see her at the final stage, and she will be retiring just after that very final. She has also been representing Uganda in different disciplines. She has played volleyball. She was there in swimming, and now she will be retiring just from her last performances in the Olympics, that is through rowing. Elsewhere, we need to talk about the Super 8 that is coming. FUFA Super 8, the double header is coming, and the prices for tickets, the ticketing has actually been drawn lower to 10,000 for ordinary, a double header, and 50,000 for VIP, also a double header. I will take you through the draws. Like yesterday, we had the FUFA Drum Tournament draws that were held at FUFA Technical Center in Njeru, but we also saw how the teams will be grouped, like the draws in full. They had at least 4 pots in fact for the fifth pot, making it a total of a number of 20 teams that will be seeing us there in 5 pots. We shall have groups differently. One will be Group A, which actually consists of Group A, Group B, Group C, and Group D. But Group A consists of the likes of West Nile, Acholi, and another team that will come from the winner between Bugisu and Karamoja. That is Group A. Remember, the one winner from Bugisu and Karamoja will be playing that preliminary qualification round. In Group B, we have Lango, Buganda, and the winner between Ankole and Sebei. I doubt Ankole's chances of getting through that group, as Buganda, the former champions of this tournament, and Lango, the former semi-finalists of this tournament. That means we really have a task ahead. Remember, Ankole did not even get through from the group stages, so we wait to see how this will go down. Group C, they have Busoga, Chigezi, and another winner from Bunyoro and Rwenzori. Remember, Rwenzori also performed poorly last season. We just don't know how this will go down. Now, Group D, we have Teso, Toro, and the winner from Kampala, as well as Bukedi. That is how the groups are like. But from pots 1 up to pot 5, the pot 1 had Sebei, they had Rwenzori, Karamoja, and Bukedi. Pot 2 had Kampala, Bugisu, Bunyoro, and Ankole, whereas pot 3 had to deprive their pot members from the winner from 1, that is between winner from 1, that was between the winners of the Ankole. Remember what happened there. I think Ankole last season, as they traveled to Sebei, they faced it tough. So pot 3 has winner 1, that is from Bunyoro and Renzori, and pot Port 3 still has winner 2, Bugisu and Karamoja, one who goes through there, and winner from Kampala and Bukedi, that is member number 3 in that Port 3 as well. Winner for Ankole and Sebei. You know how it went down. So Port 4 combined for the quarterfinalists of 2024, Acholi, Chigezi, Buganda and Tororo. Then semi-finalists 2024 in Port 5, Lango, Busoga, West Nile and Teso. That is how the FUFA drum was conducted earlier yesterday within the premises of a FUFA complex in Mengo. We saw a marketing manager from MTN, that is John Paul Okwi. He actually told us that MTN has decided to take part within the FUFA drum so that they can bring out the theme celebrating our ancestry to life. That is how he said that. We remember last evening as we gave you stories from that story, details from that story, we actually gave you a highlight of the statement that he made while he was addressing the members available from that very occasion. Now we wait to see how this tournament will shape like, and remember kickoff is expected to be August 24th, and this will be the edition that everybody is waiting to see, simply because we are going to receive a new trophy. The FUFA drum will have a new trophy, and we are waiting to see how this format will work, because there have been changes within the potting and the grading and the seeding format within the FUFA drum tournament. This actually will find the Ankole District tournament in place. I just don't know if they will still have time. The Ankole District organizers will have time to adjust some of the fixtures that will be coming our way, simply because on 24th August we expect to have some more fixtures from the Ankole District tournament, as the Ankole will also be looking for the team to represent the province within the FUFA drum. The FUFA drum is here to represent the ancestry of Ugandan cultural provinces. That is from Ankole ranging to Renzori, Busoga, Sebei, Acholi, Lango and Buganda. That is a story we have to bring you details later in the afternoon when we come for the sports zone. And still within the Moto Grand Prix, we all know Carlos Sainz. That is for Moto Grand Prix, that is Moto GP. We have seen Carlos Sainz and crossing over. He will be racing also for Williams in 2025 calendar, and he finds Alex Albon, who has also been a member since 2023. The two will link up together to make 2025 calendar look so competitive. Now we also know Carlos Sainz, who signed earlier this very year, will be joining Williams' team, and now Williams' team will be facing a battle when they get onto the Kazakhstan Moto Grand Prix. We wait to see what will happen over there. Within MotoGP, we all know how some of the Grand Prix have actually been heartbreaking. The likes of Emilia Romagna GP, which replaced Kazakhstan. Now this year we shall see Kazakhstan missing still from the calendar, but we shall keep you posted within those details, giving you all those calendars and all those breaking stories from Grand Prix. Another one is Joan Mir, who has actually renewed his contract with Respo Hyundai team that will be running up to 2026. They actually became number 3 within the lineup, and they will be racing earlier as August leaks in. Now we wait to see how also the team from Ducati, who have signed Franz Wagner, they will see him also representing them against Marc Marquez, who has been the 7-time champion for a Moto Grand Prix and representing Ducati racing team. They will also see Alonso Marquez also will be coming there. He has been announced as the new member who will be joining them earlier in August. We wait to see what will happen. That has been the update coming in there from your Blaze Sport early in the morning. We wait to take you through details of those stories later when we come for Sports Zone at 3 p.m. But remember, join us at King of Kings Church for lunch hour sessions at 1:30 midday. Then it will still take you to 2 p.m. when we come back here we shall replace that very program because it ends at 2, lunch hour ends at 2, and we come in at 3. But later also we shall have a Rwampara for Christ crusade, and remember to join us there also in Rwampara. King of Kings Church, loving God, loving you, brings you that Rwampara for Christ crusade. This early morning, my brother Edgar will be coming with the last segment of this show, that is the hotspot. I think I've worked with Joseph, the producer, and on camera, and both in control room. He's doing it all. We'll pray for his blessings. Now, keep locked to GNTV, as we shall be bringing you more entertaining, educative, as well as keeping you posted to the breaking stories. Have a good morning.